is going on. Welcome back to the course, and of course in this particular video or section we are going to be working with the student, working on the student's dashboard. Pardon me there. So I'm going to jump right back into, of course, my IDE here, PHP Storm. And remember, we stopped the index.php page. We're done with it, and of course we just developed a very funny dashboard or dashboards section here. So you're going to be spending much time here, inputting this dashboard page all together. Okay, so I'm going to take this off. Okay, or no, I'm going to leave this. I'm needing it. So the first thing I'm going to do here is this. I'm going to quickly take this off. Okay, then we go to the index page and copy some few files we're going to be needing. So first of all, the file I'm going to take in here, I'm going to copy everything from here to here. Okay, then I go to dashboard, and of course we need to be sure where we started copying from. Okay, from the meta. So I'm going to do this. All right, there's no mistakes there. Okay, first we need to close the head, bring this down a bit. Okay, and of course title, very important. So title is going to be let's put it here. I'm going to call it right dashboard here. Okay, dashboard, so should be there. We have our bootstrap class linked, and the next thing I want to bring in here is the script.js file from the index page. I'm going to copy everything here, and also this as well. We need this too. So I'm going to come back here, below here, above the body, the closing body tag. I'm going to paste it there. Okay, so we're good to go. Now I'm going to push this down a bit, push it. Okay, so what I'm going to do here right now is to come here and create a div with a class of container, and I'm going to create another div with a class of row. Okay, so another div with a class of row. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create another div. I'm going to create, and now we have 8 columns. Okay, all right. Alright guys, so very quickly we are going to come here, and we're going to create okay, so we're going to create a p tag here, and we're going to call it welcome. Alright, welcome here. Okay, alright, welcome. Then of course I'm going to echo PHP here, and I'm going to be creating just a placeholder name here, which I know I've not created yet, but I'm going to create it later. So let us have that there. Then I'm going to have a heading tree element just right below the p tag. I'm going to have my heading tree. Sorry, excuse me. and the heading tree there. I'm going to have a bootstrap class. Of course, I want to have a bootstrap class of test center, and the next thing I'm going to have there, I'm going to give it the name. So please complete the form below to check your results. Please complete the form below to check your results. Okay, all right, good. So I'm going to come down here again, just right below the H3 again. Then I'm going to create another div. I'm creating another div with a class of Jumbotron right below here. So I'm going to write div dot Jumbotron and hit the tab key. So that should give me a div with a class of Jumbotron very nicely. Okay. So underneath that, I'm going to create a form, and the action is going to be at the same page we are, which is dashboard.php, and the method we're going to give it post. All right, method of post. Then the first thing we're going to have here is a div with a class of form group. Okay. This is a bootstrap class, by the way. So I'm gonna have another. I have a label, and for I'm gonna give it serial number. And I believe you know what the for attribute is used for. It matches with an ID in the input tag, so that when clicked on, automatically the particular field in the form gets selected by default. So I'm going to say enter card serial number. This is where the user will enter the card serial number that we obtained from the school. Alright, so I'm going to have enter card serial number there, and below the label I'm going to have an input tag with a type of text. Okay, and I'm going to give an ID of serial number. The ID has to match with the for attribute in the label. So this is just for the purpose of user clicking on the name on the label to get into the form input. So the next I'm going to have is a name, and of course I'm going to give it the same serial number. The name will help us in getting the value the user entered with PHP. And I'm going to add a bootstrap class of form control. This is to enable the form to take a full width. So bootstrap class of form control. Okay, good. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this whole block of code here. I'm going to duplicate it to create another another input. Okay, so I'm going to copy and paste this, and the next thing I'm going to create here is pin. Remember, in the original design, the user has to also enter the pin for us. So I'm going to have here enter generated pin, okay. Then I'm going to do some little changes here. So first of all, I'm going to give this pin, okay, ID of pin, the name will be pin, okay, and of course the for has to be pin. Okay, so and we also making this a type of text. Okay, it's okay. Now The next thing we're going to do is to copy this again. Remember they still copied, so let's replace this or paste this again. So this time around, what we're going to have there for our label is examination year. Okay, the user has to select an examination year, and this is going to be select. We're going to use the select tag to do this. Okay, so the for, give it exam year, and that should match with the same ID here of exam year. No, sorry, we are not using an input element. We're going to be using the select. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to write select. Good. I'm going to write select, and I'm going to give it the name of exam year. Then ID, I'm going to give it exam year, like I gave it here in the for attribute. Okay, so alright, that is that. Now I'm going to click here and I'm going to bring this down a bit. Remember, the select tag takes in some bunch of options or option. Okay, so we're going to have option. Now the first one is going to have an empty value, and we're going to write here for the user to select year. Okay, we're going to set the user to select here. So the next one here, we're going to have another option. So let's just say option times 3. Okay, and this will give us 3 options there nicely. That is image plugin that comes preloaded with PHP Storm. Okay, so here I'm going to write the first year. I'm going to write here will be 2019. The 2019, the value. Remember, the value is what gets submitted to the database when the user selects that particular option. Okay, so the next one is going to be 2018, and followed by 2017, and we're going to end it another option. We're going to end it at 2016 very nicely. Then I'm going to come here and enter the value 2019 in test, 2018, sorry, and 2017 and 2016. Okay, that is done. And the next thing we're going to do, we're going to just copy this guy here and paste it again, because we're going to be having also a similar thing for the exam term. Okay, so I'm going to paste this, and this time around I'm going to change this from here to exam term. Okay, so make some couple of changes here. I'm going to call this exam term, then I'm going to call this exam term again too. Okay, and of course exam term. Alright, exam term again there. Okay, so the option here, first of all, select term. Select term. The first option will be first term. Remember, that's what we had in the original design. First term. Then we're going to have second term, and the last, of course, will be third term. I believe schools don't have fourth term, so we're going to get rid of 2016 here. We don't need it. So gone. Okay, now what else are we going to have here? So below the form, tag, we're going to have an input here with the type of submit. Okay, so enable the user submit the form after selecting the values, and we're going to have a value here that tells the user check result. Okay, check result, and the name of submit. This will help us to capture be captured when the submit form has been clicked with PHP, and of course a class of btn and btn-info bootstrap class. Okay, now so let's quickly save this. Okay, and go back to our browser and refresh to see what we have going on so far. Let's quickly do that. Okay, so I'm going to click and I'm going to refresh the page. Oh, sorry, I'm still on this. I'm going to go to dashboard, php, dashboard.php, and of course this is what we have. Okay, so this is what we have so far. We have the cat serial number, we have the enter deleted pin, we have this examination here. Okay, good. We have examination term, and of course we have a button that says check result. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create another column. Okay, I'm going to come back to the code. I'm going to create another column. So we need to know where the column, the 8th row column ended. First of all, let's click here. See where they have this guy ended. We'll scroll down. Okay, good. It's ending here. So below here, I'm going to create another column. So div dot core dash md dash 2. Now, if you don't understand what is going on here, you can just go to w3schools.com and take the course on Bootstrap. Okay, just take the Bootstrap course. You should actually get you started with understanding how to work with Bootstrap. Bootstrap is a very easy to use framework. Okay, that combines HTML, CSS, and JavaScript together, and helps us build dynamic, complete web pages faster without having to write much of code, like when you're doing the job with the native or the general HTML. Okay, so Bootstrap is very easy to learn, and you can just get started by just going to w3schools.com and taking the course. You should be good to go. All right, so the first I'm going to have here, I'm going to write please note. Okay, then the next thing that will be following, we're going to have a UL open under the Twitter UL tag, and the UL tag is going to take a Bootstrap class again of list dash group. Okay, the show is a list dash group. Now the next thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to add a style, just a CSS style, inline styling of padding. I'm going to do the padding of 20 pixels, top left, top right, bottom and left. So 20 pixels, and of course I want the font size to increase a little bit, and I'm going to be giving that 19 pixels very nicely. Okay, so that is that. Now the next thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to create an li, but I need about 3 li. I'm going to say li times 3. Sorry about that. So I'm going to have li times 3. Okay, the first thing I'm going to write here is I'm going to say you have to purchase. Okay, the first is you have to purchase. I can spell purchase. You have to purchase a scratch card, okay, from the school to check your result. Okay, to check your result. That's the first thing we're gonna have there, and I'm gonna correct this. Okay, I'm gonna correct that. Then there's gonna be a class here, obviously, a class of the Bootstrap class of list dash group. Sorry, class of list dash group. dash item. Alright, list dash group dash item, and I'm going to give another class of list dash group dash item dash success. Okay, we have a green background there. Then the next one, I'm just going to copy this class because of time. So I'm using a similar class here, just change a few things. So I'm going to give this a list dash group dash item dash info there. Okay, now the message here, I'm going to say you are, that capital U, you are welcome. You're welcome to use the card. Okay, to use the card as many times as possible. Alright, you're welcome to use the card as many times as possible. Okay, so I should be good. And the next one here, I'm gonna have a similar class again, but this time around I'm gonna use the item that's danger here. Then here I'm gonna have scratch card, just a bunch of information you're passing to the user. Scratch card expires at the end of the term. Okay, scratch card expires at the end of the term. Now underneath here, we're going to create another UL to add some few links to the user. So you're going to give this a class of nav. Okay, and the next class again is nav dash pills, and nav dash start. Okay, nav dash pills and nav dash start. Alright, so here I'm going to come here and create 3 li. So li 3, good to go. And the first one, I'm going to give it a class of active, which I'm going to be styling any moment. This class of active is going to be a link, a href here, a link. Okay, and this is going to go back to the dashboard of PHP. Very good. And of course, we're going to have here dashboard. Okay, dashboard. All right, now this one here, I'm going to have an a tag here, and of course this will be going to logout.php, which we've not created yet. We're going to be creating in the series. So this will go to logout.php. Okay, and here I'm going to have logout here. Okay, good. And of course this link is going to be contact us. Right, now in the previous design, remember we're adding a link to WhatsApp here, our WhatsApp page. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that. It's very easy. So I'm going to write href again. Remember, href is an HTML attribute to direct the user to a particular page. Alright guys, so href actually directs the user to a particular page or link that he or she is supposed to arrive when clicked on a particular link. Okay, so href, first of all I'm going to write https. Okay, this is how you link the WhatsApp link your WhatsApp profile or page or number. Okay, so I'm going to write API dot WhatsApp .com / send, and of course I'm going to have question mark as a placeholder. Phone equals to, put your phone number there, and my phone number is 701577768774. Okay, so matter of fact, you can use here for anything. Okay, it's not compulsory you put this here. You could just design a contact us page where the user will arrive when he or she clicks on the link. Okay, So I'm going to add the target equals underscore blank here, so the link opens on a new tab when the user clicks on it. Okay, so I think we're going to be rounding up here for the video. Now by the time we come back, okay guys, we're going to start developing, add a few CSS to make our page look nice, nicely, or look nicer. And then we're also going to be looking at how we can set up the PHP logic and every information that we need here for the user, the student, to see when they log in. So we're going to be handling the PHP aspect of this particular page, and also write few CSS by the time we come back. So let's really preview what we have done so far on the web page. So I'm going to refresh this, and of course, what do we have here? Oh my god, no, this is not looking nicely. What happened? Did we make mistakes somewhere? Okay, so I'm just gonna quickly go back to the code. Let's quickly go back to the code. Let's know what happened here. Alright, in fact, as a matter of fact, I'm going to fix all of this in the next video, okay? But this video is a little bit longer, or getting long right now, so I don't want that. In the next video, we're going to fix this, okay guys? So I'll see you in the next video.